All right, Rudo. Thanks for having me over.
Yeah, no problem. Glad you came.
Yeah. So we're just here to kind of talk about something that you and I were discussing a week ago, almost two now. Just the healthy habits that we've been stacking.
Yeah.
And I was surprised to learn that we're basically almost doing the same thing.
Yeah,
so,
you're a little farther ahead than me if you ask me, but
maybe.
Yeah, definitely similar paths. That's a beautiful thing.
Right on. So I didn't really ask before when you actually started and what kind of got you motivated to pick up these habits.
Well, see, for me, really, initially it started about 2 years ago. Okay. I had a complication due to COVID. I ended up having I caught COVID, and then I started having some pain in my leg. And so I let my doctor know about it, and they did some blood work and found out that I had a blood clot, right?
Okay.
And so I said, okay. So they were doing the blood work, and come to find out, ultimately what happened was my numbers kept going bad, kept getting higher. So I ended up being hospitalized, and they found
numbers.
But yeah, there's like a test called D test. I think that's what it's called, that they do to measure, like, when you have a blood clot, it shows up in your blood in this particular way.
Okay.
So your D, the levels were increasing instead of decreasing, even though I was on a blood thinner, right? And at that time, I was pre-diabetic, but and I was just taking some basic medication for that, but didn't have any really other health problems other than, of course, I needed to lose weight. So after I got admitted to the hospital, they found out not only did I have a blood clot in my leg, but I also had one in my lung. So I had a deep vein thrombosis, which is a blood clot in your leg. And then I also had a pulmonary embolism, which is a blood clot in your lung. And apparently, basically, my doctor told me that if I hadn't told him that my leg hurt, I would have probably been dead within a week.
Okay. I do remember a couple times hearing about that in some of the meetings that we were in.
Yeah. So after that, I said, okay, I really need to get way more serious about what I'm doing. And at that time, it was funny because I had started to exercise, but I hadn't really worked on what I was eating quite as much. But after that situation, I really started paying more attention to the basic things. It started off with just really reducing my carb intake significantly.
Yeah.
But the challenge is just over the course of time, even they take healthy things and make it bad for you. So it's like, but it's been about a 2-year journey, making incremental steps. I think at first I tried to do drastic things and that didn't work. So then I just started saying, okay, well, it just started off with adding a vegetable to every meal.
Okay, so you started with just basically adding one vegetable?
Adding a vegetable to every meal.
Okay.
And eating the vegetable first.
Okay.
That was the first thing I started doing.
All right.
Real simple.
How long did it take you to get that on every meal?
That was pretty easy. Okay. Breakfast was a little interesting, kind of felt a little weird kind of eating a salad when I, before my breakfast, if I'm, I have like some bacon or something.
That's a good point. Let's define vegetable. What are we defining as?
No, I mean, I'd have to have
ketchup.
No,
not talking about ketchup, right?
No, usually my go-to was usually some type of salad, or something, or like maybe some celery without peanut butter.
Okay.
Right, because that just kind of reverses the whole purpose of the thing.
Especially if it's not organic peanut butter.
Yeah. Or I would eat. Another one of my go-to was like a pico de gallo type of salad. I would go ahead and take some chop up some tomatoes and some onions. Maybe throw a little bit of red bell peppers in there too to add some extra fiber and vitamin C to the situation. And I would take that and a little bit of lime juice with some oregano and just mix that together, pinch of salt, and there it is, the salad.
So that probably took you maybe a week to get on it.
Yeah, but what I started doing was I'd make my stuff in bulk. I'd make the pico de gallo like in a decent quantity, so I wouldn't have to make it fresh every day because that would not work for me. I
got you.
I wouldn't.
So you basically meal prep so that you took everything, all the work out of it. All you had to do was just go to the fridge,
Exactly.
grab what you want.
Exactly. Or sometimes it'd be like, you know, greens. Maybe Jamie, my wife, made some greens or something.
Yep.
And it was actually, you know, dinner the day before. And
Yep.
so then I'd have some of that. I'd have some leftover. A lot of times it was leftovers when I think about it too.
Okay.
Like since I'm having a vegetable with every meal, you know, we may make some broccoli for dinner the night before. There's some broccoli left. So then I'll have that broccoli in the morning before I may have some eggs or whatever else thing that I, you know, was doing at that time. Even if I was going to have a pancake, I would still make sure that I always had a vegetable with every meal, and I always ate the vegetable first. And the science behind that is, from what I understand, is that it prevents a glucose spike because the fiber attaches to the sugar. And so then when your body's trying to digest it, it will digest the fiber first,
okay,
and then the sugar. So that slows the rate of what they call the glucose spike, that your body absorbs the sugar. That's my understanding.
Sure.
Not a doctor, but from what I've found, I believe it to be the case because my A1C numbers have been great ever since then.
So you've been seeing the positive results?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Right on.
But it started with just that. Real simple.
Now you mentioned you were pre-diabetic.
Yeah.
So now you're...
I'm still working. My goal is I will be off my pre-diabetes medication within the next 60 days.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the plan.
After 2 years of working at it?
After 2 years of working at it. You know, and I've had, you know, my moments where I may have not necessarily done exactly what I should, particularly alcohol.
Okay.
Was a real thing. I think that if I were to quit alcohol, I'd probably be off medication by now. Matter of fact, I'm sure of it. Because alcohol is such a sugar thing.
So you don't drink a whole lot, but is it what you're drinking, or is it the frequency, or is it...
Well, I mean, before I feel like it's just... So alcohol is a neurotoxin, right? So it kills your brains. There's no safe amount of it to drink. Right. And it does really bad things when it comes to your sugar in your body and things of that nature. Now, mind you, I'm a former bartender, and I worked in club business for years, managing clubs and managing bars.
Yep.
So I know my way around a good cocktail, and I do enjoy a nice, well-made cocktail. But I know that it's really not what I'm supposed to be having.
It's all good because you're doing so many other things that, you know, we can get back to that. That's just you mentioned something earlier that was really stuck with me: stacking habits.
Yes,
so
stacking habits.
You already got the habit of having a vegetable at every meal.
Every meal.
And then you're eating that vegetable first.
Yes, indeedy.
At every meal. So what was the next
thing was, now I don't remember everything in order, but the different habits that I've stacked over the course of time. Not eating, making sure that I don't eat, but like 4 hours before I go to sleep.
Okay.
Right? Even if like I know that, let's say I know that I'm gonna have dinner out with some friends, I'll plan it so that I'll stay up later that night.
Okay.
Right? Even after dinner. Because I want to make sure that I give my body enough time to absorb that. Then it was eliminating certain carbs, like mac and cheese, rice. Right, that was another habit. Say, okay, great. Sure. I may have a carb, but it will not be rice. It will not be noodles of any kind. For sure. So that was another habit. Really, that was just a habit of not eating noodles of any kind. Okay. Right.
How long did that take? Were any of them difficult? Like, which one was the most difficult? I got an assumption. I know what was most difficult for me.
What was most difficult for you?
I want to hear what you have to say.
I'll tell you what. Alcohol's been the worst thing. Okay. Well, sugar's the close one, but I like a cocktail, man. Sugar is
the one for me.
Yeah, my doctor told me that sugar is more addictive than cocaine, and I believe him.
Yeah.
It's like when we were talking earlier. I had a birthday get together and had a piece of cake. Yep. I've been craving sugar for the past week and a half, man.
Now you were mentioning something too about the science, at least maybe not the science, but how you were mentally preparing yourself to allow.
Yes. So what I realized was that I was in a habit of saying I was going to get myself a sweet treat.
Right.
Going to treat myself to something sweet, right? And the idea of I noticed that when I said that, I would, I guess, get a dopamine rush, or I'd be like, ooh, I'm going to get a sweet treat. You get excited about it even. So what I did was I said, well, why am I considered to be a treat to do something that I know I shouldn't be doing, that I know is bad for me? Right? Or even when it comes to like drinking or alcohol, it's like, oh, you say, oh, I've had a rough day, so I'm just going to go ahead and treat myself to a cocktail.
Kind of incentivizing it.
Yeah, yeah. And that's also an unhealthy habit because, that's how, really you can develop alcoholism for things like that too, because what happens if you have a whole series of bad days or really, really bad days? Should you drink multiple drinks?
Good point.
So, but in my case, that wasn't the case. Like, I was fully capable to have 1 or 2 cocktails and be fine, and it doesn't affect my lifestyle at all. But that being said, I lost my train of thought.
Well, we were talking about how you were using the correct terminology.
Terminology. Yeah, okay, got it. So instead of, I was looking at it from perspective of, it's not a treat.
Right.
When I'm doing something that I know I shouldn't be doing, it really isn't good for me. However, since I'm in full control of myself, instead I say, I'm going to give myself permission to do this today.
Yeah, you said a whole lot right there. Since I am in full control of myself.
That's right.
I'm going to give myself permission.
That's right.
And I think, I wasn't expecting you to say that, but I think that a lot of times we get overwhelmed when we already know what we should be doing. We actually know how to do what we should be doing, but we either have a gap in making ourselves physically do what we know we should be doing, or there's a seemingly mountain that we have to climb because I can't do all of this at once. And you're not doing it all at once.
No.
You started with one thing, and then it progressively built to the lifestyle that you're living now, which we haven't even gotten to.
Yeah. And the interesting thing is a habit for me is not necessarily always addition. Sometimes it's subtraction.
Right.
Because at one time it was like getting rid of potatoes from my diet was a habit that took a while.
That's huge.
'Cause I love French fries.
But you're in full control.
But I'm in full control. That's the difference. I recognize the fact that I'm in full control, and that if I have something that I shouldn't be having, it's because I choose to have it. So just like I can choose to have it, I can choose not to.
Right.
I don't need to blame it. I blame me because it's my choice. I'm in full control of myself.
Right.
Which motivates me to actually do the right thing, because I can't blame anything else. I can't blame the people that made the burgers, the mad scientists that made, food more addictive than it needs to be. I can't blame, because at the end of the day, it is me who makes those decisions, and I can give myself permission to do something or not.
It is hard. I agree with everything you just said. It is hard, especially for those of us who don't realize. I came to a conclusion that I don't know if some people realize that some of this isn't their fault.
Yeah.
It's really not. You really did not know.
No.
But now you're responsible, if you want to retain life, for eating in a way that's going to help you solidify your space here on Earth. And I think that if people can kind of break through just in the mindset to begin with, that point where, okay, this is where I am and I can do something.
Yes.
That's like the biggest thing.
Yes. It reminds me of like how to fix your credit. Right? A lot of times what we'll do is we'll say, well, I've got this big bill, credit card bill, whatever, and I don't have enough money to pay the whole thing.
Right.
So I'm not going to pay any of it.
Right.
When really paying something is always better than paying nothing. And for years I had that problem, paying something.
We're not going to get into that.
But I segue that to our health.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Maybe a person can't be at the point where they're going to say, okay, I'm going to do nothing but a plant-based diet with occasional meat. And if I am going to have meat, it's not going to be fried. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to drink, at minimum of 8 cups of water a day, exercise for at least an hour a day, meditate for at least 30 minutes a day, and do all this stuff. That's a lot for a person to just do.
In our society, for sure.
Exactly. And it's just like you've got that debt, financial debt, we have a health debt that we built up. And we got to pay that debt off by stacking healthy habits. Little things that we do on a day-to-day, and just adding other little things, and next thing you know, you're one of those people that people say like, oh no, I couldn't do all that, which is like a recent thing for me, which I see as a sign of progress.
It's a huge sign of progress. I don't know what the end game is, what the end goal is, but I completely agree with everything you're saying. Really. And you said it earlier too, a couple times. You said, okay, you can add things and you can take things out. So you were, I think before, maybe I got you off track, but you're talking about getting white potatoes out of
potatoes. Potatoes. Actually, potatoes of any kind.
Sweet potatoes?
I don't do any potatoes of any kind.
Okay, why is that? It's better not to, just overall?
Slippery slope for me.
Okay.
I used to like potatoes.
Okay.
I know if I start eating the white potatoes, sweet potatoes, I'll move to the white potatoes probably. Okay. So I've just got to my point where particularly since I'm trying to conquer the whole diabetes situation, pre-diabetic situation, I have very, very few carbs in my diet. Very, very.
I hope you don't mind that these onions aren't going to be too fine.
I'm fine with that, man. Cool. I can pick the whole thing up and eat it, man. I'm good,
We're having a little bit of a avocado salad here.
Yes, indeedy.
So yeah, I didn't realize that about potatoes for you.
It's carbs.
Yeah, I agree. I still like sweet potatoes. I don't do white potatoes, but sweet potatoes are good for me, and I don't have that risk of getting caught into a cycle. But with other things like ice cream,
I bet.
I had a little. I was mentioning to you earlier, kind of like when you had that slice of cake for your birthday. I like ice cream, so I had just a little small container, 4 ounces. I was mentioning, and then I stacked bad habits. I started eating these corn chips, which are baked. They don't have any oil, but they still have starch. And then I stacked that on top of having one Dr. Pepper. I had one Dr. Pepper, bro. And my body, I'm so sensitive now to having all of these foreign ingredients that my stiffness, my range of motion kind of decreased. Not kind of, but it decreased significantly. And I have a couple things that I do, like getting into a deep squat. And when it's hard for me to get into a deep squat, I know that I've had too much. And like, even if you just Google or go on YouTube and you look at starch, when people want to get their pants so stiff that they can just stand up, they're using cornstarch, and that's what's in your corn chips. It's cornstarch, and the same thing that it's doing to your pants, it's doing to your organs internally, and your liver and pancreas and all of that is trying to figure out what am I going to do with it, But anyway,
I was wondering, like for you, like what is your end goal? And you were talking about end goal. What's your end goal when it comes to all this?
The end goal is to be able to maintain as much, because our bodies are going to deteriorate as we expose them to just elements and oxidation. I want to live a long life, and I would like to achieve a muscle up. One of my short-term goals is to be able to achieve doing a muscle up, which is not just a pull-up, but it's when you pull your body weight all the way up to your arms being extended straight down.
Oh my, okay.
Yeah, so that's the goal.
All right.
That's a short-term goal. So, and 10 years from now, I want to still be able to do that. So in order to build the muscle mass that I need, and muscle memory and reduce my weight, I just have to make sure that I'm eating the right things, make sure that my muscles and my tendons are flexible enough to allow me to do that.
Mm.
And not only that, I've had challenges with maintaining my blood pressure, but to get to a point where I don't need to have medication, I've had to do pretty much everything that you've listed. And I was pre-diabetic at one time as well.
Wow.
Yeah. People won't ever think it. Even when I was at my heaviest, people just kind of thought I wasn't heavy. But you still have the way that your body responds to the world. And I was told that, hey, you're pre-diabetic.
Wow.
You need to figure out what you're doing. And I had to, for me, I discovered that the environment made a huge difference. Whether it's your work environment, wherever you're spending most of your time, it has an impact on your health, your stress, your blood pressure. So my environment, eliminating alcohol, it's been years, but I'm still working on reducing and eliminating sugar. And working out in the sun is huge for me. Not just working out. Like working out, you can go to the gym. You can be, in an environment where you can work out all the time, but actually getting sun has made a difference for me. So now I'm able to basically maintain what they call a regular blood pressure without medication.
Wow.
And I rejected the medication at the beginning. I just decided that I'm not going to start this path, this gateway drug is what I call it. The water pill is a gateway drug. They don't want to say that, but that's what it is.
It's a gateway or statins for your cholesterol.
Once you start, it's like, oh, okay, well, now you have to do this and now you have to do that. Like, no, actually, I need to rest. That's another thing that's helped.
Yeah.
I need to sleep. And my body needs to recover. So my long-term goal is to have a healthy life, for the next 50 years, let's say.
Exactly. I feel you. It's funny because I've seen other people, I've encountered some folks where they'll be like, oh, well, what do you want to live forever? Or they'll say, well, they'll come up with some kind of anecdote of some person that was supposed to be super healthy and they still died. And my thought is, see, I know.
I'm okay with that if I still die.
Yeah, I'm okay with it because
better.
Yeah, I'm gonna die anyway. I mean, everyone is.
Yeah.
But the thing is that so for me, it's not about necessarily living longer because they can keep you alive. They can keep me alive easy.
Right.
Put me on the right machine. Now, I may not be able to walk or talk. May have to poop in a bag or whatever, or use some kind of breathing apparatus or whatever. But they'll keep me alive,
right?
As long as I got insurance, right, or enough money to pay for the right procedures. Then or some kind of assistance. They'll keep us alive. For me, it's more a matter of I want to be able to live freely for an extended period of time. Exactly. I want to be in my 70s and still be able to walk and talk, and you have a bowel movement on my own. Enjoy intimacy with my wife whenever I want.
Right on.
Climb mountains, do whatever the things that I want to do without needing some mechanical assistance or prescription-based assistance of any kind.
And you got to keep that blood pressure right to do that.
I know, bro. That salt thing. Salt is coming up. I figure I'm about 90 days away from being ready to really start dealing with salt.
Okay.
I'm about 90 days away from it.
I don't really see that the salt being as much of a challenge anymore, and I don't know if it's because I only keep seasoned salt. Sea salt in the house. I don't keep seasoned salt.
Okay.
So I don't know if do you have the flavor addiction?
Oh, I'm sure. First of all, I love soy sauce.
Okay.
Let's just start there.
Okay.
I love soy sauce. Okay. I mean, I could eat Chinese food every day.
Okay.
That was another challenge, by the way.
What Chinese food? American Chinese food?
Any kind of Chinese food, brother.
Okay.
If I'm making it here, if I'm buying any kind of Chinese food. Now, that's something that it took me a while to work on also is eliminating the rice. So when I go to the like Chinese place, any kind of Chinese food, I won't eat rice with it. I'll just eat that. Or like if I am going to have some rice with it, it'll be maybe a tablespoon of cooked rice.
Yeah.
Versus before I'd have like,
yeah.
Particularly if you go to the mall or something, it's like
a
big old thing of rice.
By with just a tablespoon.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, I just add a little bit of it. It sometimes it actually is about
one tablespoon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just for some reason,
just to get the fix, huh?
I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
I guess, or maybe a little bit, like maybe two, but never
one tablespoon.
Yeah, I'm seriously.
2 teaspoons of rice.
I'm telling you.
Okay.
That's what I'll do. Like, or like I'll go say, just put 1 scoop in there, and I won't eat it all.
Okay.
Just like,
but
pizza.
if it works for you, I'm happy you're sharing that, because a lot of people sometimes they think that it's a wrap.
No.
I'm never eating this again. No, it's just like once I know what happens to my body.
Exactly.
And a lot of people haven't felt what it feels like to feel good.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
yeah.
When you don't know how you can actually feel, how well you can actually be, then it's easy to just dismiss it.
Yeah. Or even I realized that I didn't realize how bad I felt also. Like, it's on one hand, I say I didn't know what it felt like to feel really good health wise, but I also didn't realize how bad I was feeling. There are little things that would affect me in certain ways, and low energy and everything. I've always been an energetic person. There's anyone that knows me, I've always been rah, let's go get them. However, what I realized is the healthier my dietary regimen, the less I have to try to have energy. I don't have to push myself to get out of bed. I don't have to push myself to do certain things.
Right.
I can do them with much less effort because I have that energy, especially after I have a good salad or something. That's like, boom, let's go.
It's like your body is telling you.
Exactly. I've cured the itis. Right?
Right on.
Right? I feel like if you eat your food, if I eat my food and I need to take a nap afterwards, that's the number one sign I'm probably eating something I shouldn't eat.
Right.
In my mind.
Right.
Definitely.
Right.
Because I always feel good. After I'm eating whole foods, natural foods, I don't feel tired. I feel energized.
Right on.
Right? Versus before, Thanksgiving, I'm going to go ahead and, take me a nap after I've had turkey and everything else, and the mac and cheese and all that good stuff. So.
A lot of people I don't even know if they want to know what life is like without the itis.
Yeah.
Man, I should have listened to you with the spoon. Now, have you included any intermittent fasting?
Now, yeah. I just now started. Actually, I'm on my 3rd week of that. New journey. Going fairly well, but I built myself up to it. They say that you should have like the 16 and 8. What I did was I started at 12 and 12.
Okay.
And then I added an hour. It started an hour every couple of days because the 12 was easy for me. But
and you're saying you were
so 12 and 12. So basically, I eat during a 12-hour window.
Yep.
Then I made an 11-hour window. And then a 10-hour window. Okay. And then 9, and now I'm at 8. Okay. Which is, from what I understand, the sweet spot 16 and 8, right? I found that I knew that if I just started at 16 and 8, it probably wouldn't have gone as well. Because I would have been really hungry. It would have made it much more difficult. Based on what I've read, that seems to be the case. As a result, I said, well, if I could do 12 and 12, then I can do 11 and 13. And if I can do 11 and 13, then I can do, 14, right? So I just added an hour. It took me 2 weeks to get to 16 and 8. Okay. It took me about 2 weeks to get to 16.
It started in your mind.
Yeah. Just little incremental things. And that's been pretty good so far. I haven't seen, since it's only been about 3 weeks now, I wouldn't say I've seen like some kind of life-changing experience from it. However, I do notice that I'm not hungry in between as much, during the off times as much, which is a nice thing. But come 11 o'clock, I'm definitely ready to eat.
So how are you breaking fast?
Well,
which is
huge.
almost more important.
Yeah,
than fasting.
yeah. Particularly with sugar. At first, I like that first I made a mistake and would eat like more like sugar-driven fruits, like bananas, for example, which I understand later I learned is not the best thing to do.
I'm still listening.
Now, what I'll do is have yogurt with some nuts in it, or avocados. I'll usually, if I have avocados, I'll just chop up a fresh avocado and sprinkle a little bit of sea salt on a little pepper and just eat it just like that. Just slice it up and do that.
I'm in that camp.
Yeah,
avocado has got a lot of healthy
They say
fat.
healthy fats, yeah. Or that, or I might eat some seeds or yogurt. My go-to though is yogurt with some seeds in it, like some nuts and stuff in it.
So are we talking sweet yogurt?
No, that's the other thing. Now, the funny thing is, during my journey over the past couple years, part of it was I was doing things that I thought was good for me that wasn't.
Right.
That's a big part of it. Like yogurt. I said, okay, I'm going to eat yogurt. Yogurt tastes good.
Yep.
Then I realized it's got all kinds of sugar in it.
Yep.
Then, and I thought it was okay because I wasn't getting the Oreo yogurt, or with the Reese, or the Reese Pieces yogurt.
Anything that's already got fruit in it,
Yeah.
it's got
That's
sugar.
what I learned. So then I started getting plain yogurt.
Now, Reese Pieces are all.
Hey, look.
That's what they put in the kids.
I thought I was doing good by not doing that.
Yeah.
Come to find out, I start reading labels. That's the other thing that's the other habit that I started. I said, well, from now on, I'm going to read the label of everything I buy.
Right.
That was big for me. Read the label of everything I buy. That way, I'm making a conscious decision.
Now, what are you when you're reading the label? What are you looking for?
Now
what
versus
are you
then.
trying to acquire, and what are you
At that
trying
time,
to avoid?
first sugar was at first. I was looking for sugar, and carbs is sugar.
Yep.
So I was looking for sugar. That was my main thing, and particularly the circulatory issues that I've had. Really was looking at sugar was the first thing. Avoiding sugar. Yeah. I had seen a nutritionist before. A nutritionist said that 15 grams of sugar is a snack and 30 grams of sugar is a meal.
Wow.
That's what a nutritionist taught me.
And there's, I think, 39 grams of sugar in a can of Coke.
That's right. So a can of Coke is considered to be enough for one whole meal.
That's
one
crazy.
Can. Yeah.
And that's just 12 ounces.
Yeah.
If you get a 20 ounce, that's almost 2 meals.
Yeah.
On top of the meal that if you go to McDonald's or something, if you go to a restaurant, fast food, and you get whatever they have, which is probably going to be fried something.
Exactly.
If it's not the fries.
Yep.
It's chicken patty of some sort.
Yep. Then I started just getting to the point where I look for very few ingredients. I look for anything that has, like, if it has added sugar in the ingredients, I automatically eliminate that. Yeah. Also, artificial colors. And now it's really interesting. So you know how there's this big thing where people no longer want like red number, whatever, yellow number 5. Well, what they've done is they've changed it so now it's a code for the colors. And I think it's like AITC or ETC something or the other. And as a result, you're still getting that same stuff. So now I'm at the stage where it's easier. The funny thing was, it was harder at first because I was at that time buying things still in boxes or cans. Now I don't buy very much in boxes or cans.
You're buying produce.
I'm buying produce, yes. It's a lot easier that way. I eat, what do you eat? Is it real difficult? No. I eat fruit, vegetables, and meat. That's what I do. That's what I do. And if I'm going to, like sun-dried tomatoes, I love sun-dried tomatoes. I get the sun-dried tomatoes in the bag where I can see that it's sun-dried tomatoes versus in a can, because a lot of times they put sugar in that.
And
all
preservatives.
And preservatives too.
Sugar is a preservative somewhere.
Something. So little things like that, reading labels, that was a big thing. I said, okay, I'm not going to whenever I go to the store, I'm not going to eat anything that, you know, without reading the label first. If it has a label on it, I'm going to read the label first.
So in short, you're looking to avoid sugar.
Sure. Yeah,
and find nutrition.
Yep.
Maybe avoid sodium.
Sodium to some degree. Not as much now. Like I said, I'm about 3 months away from really focusing on that. But if it's ridiculous, like I used to love ramen noodles.
Yeah.
It took me a while to not eat ramen noodles anymore.
Yeah.
I just had to just cut it out of my diet. But I used to love ramen noodles.
Yeah.
And then what I would do, I would say, oh, well, I'll have the ramen noodles, but I'll just use half the packet of the seasoning. There's only one problem with that, though. I'm doing the ramen noodles.
Yep.
I was having half the pack of seasoning, and then I'd add some soy sauce to it.
Oh, man. So you're adding sodium back
in. So eventually I said, and it was, you know, a carb. It's noodles.
Yeah.
So I got to the point where I said, all right, I'm going to have noodles maybe once a month. And now I'm at the stage where I just don't have them at all.
That's cool. That's what's up.
Yeah, I just don't do it.
So you're avoiding pasta too?
Yeah, man, I don't do any pasta.
Okay.
I don't, okay. Even though I like it, I haven't had pasta in a while. I haven't had pasta in a while. But at the same time, I also find that for a while there, and even to this point, if I wanted to have a slice of pizza, I would have a slice of pizza. If I really, really wanted to have a slice of pizza, I'd have a slice of pizza. But I'd have a slice of pizza.
Just one.
And I'd get it with a salad. And I eat the salad first.
Gotcha.
Versus before, I have 3 pieces of pizza.
Right.
Maybe half a pizza, depending if it was really good pizza. Oh yeah, I'm, you know, chomping it down, and no salad at all.
I feel you.
Right, or like some kind of, or maybe, some kind of, you know, starch-based salad, like a potato salad or something like that.
Yeah.
Same thing with chicken, like fried chicken. I've significantly cut back on fried foods. Now, every once in a while, I may want some fried chicken.
Right on.
And if I find that that's what I want, and I've decided to have some fried chicken, or give myself permission to do it, I'll do it, but I'll have a piece of fried chicken.